Hi, good evening. My name is Graham Gulian, and I'm with Trinity Episcopal Church in Ossining, New York. This is usually the time where we read together the Order of Compline, the evening service, and the Book of Common Prayer. I want to just do something a little different tonight, if you wouldn't mind. What you may not know is that I work at Kings County Hospital in Brooklyn, New York. I'm an administrator here, and often I record these Compline services from my office here. And I just want to share an experience I just had because somehow it means a lot to me, and well, I'll just tell you what happened. So I heard we have these overhead pages here, and I heard what we call a trauma code, which means that somebody is coming into our emergency room who's in serious trouble. They've had some kind of serious injury, and they're being brought in by the ambulance. And it's a way for the whole team of caregivers to get together, make sure everybody's there when the person arrives. And this trauma code called in was a pediatric trauma code for a child. And so I heard it, and whenever there is a child involved, it has a very special meaning. And so I decided I would go down to the emergency room and see what was happening. And so when I got down there, it was a 5-year-old child who had been hit by a car not too far from the hospital here. And there was a lot of people there. The mother was there, very distraught. They had brought the child into the trauma room, and they were working on her. And as it turns out, the child was okay, thank God. But what I wanted to really talk about was the story around this particular incident. It really touched my heart and really gave me hope. What happened was at a nearby intersection, a man had been driving a car, not going very fast at all, going maybe 20 miles per hour. And this child had just sort of darted out in front of the car, and the car struck her. And apparently what happened was the man got out of the car, and with the mother there, scooped the child up and brought her to the hospital in his car with the mother. And came here with the mother. These are complete strangers. And I didn't see him, but apparently he was very, very distraught by the whole thing, as one would be, one could imagine. And the mother was very distraught. And as I observed the compassion of these people who work on patients like this every day, sort of come together, and I noticed in their eyes and in their expressions real concern. At one point they gathered around the mother to sort of let her know what was going on. And while they were doing that, I noticed that the chief of the trauma area, who I know very well, had come down to take care of the child. And so what struck me was just that there is such blessing in our lives, right? That we are people who have so much to give. You know, this person who struck the child, scooped the child up. The police officer who was there had her arm around the mother, comforting her, telling her that the child is okay. The medical team that's there, a combination of older folks and young trainees there, all with this look of concern on their face. You know, you would think some of these people are hardened by being around this experience a lot. They see everything. And yet they're not. They are allow themselves to be moved by this, and they should, because you know, unless we allow ourselves to feel things in this world, our hearts become hardened. And in this particular instance, there were no hardened hearts here. There were people helping each other in the strangest of ways. Police helping mothers, strangers helping children, chiefs of surgery dropping their important tasks to do to come down and care for this 5-year-old girl. And my heart filled with just the grace of God, which is so great and just overpowers all of the cynicism in the world. I have such hope, and I hope I can have spread that to you tonight. I hope you don't mind that we didn't read the Compline tonight, but I wanted to share this story with you. God bless you. I hope you have a very wonderful evening. Good night.